Welcome to the Empathic Mastery Show. I'm your host, Jennifer Moore, and I'm so glad you're here. This is a place where we talk about what it means to be highly sensitive and empathic, how this impacts all aspects of our lives, and we explore tools, resources, and solutions so we can shift from absorbing all the thoughts, feelings, and energy of the world around us to being beacons for calm, love, and healing. I got caught in a flash flood, and as I was trying to drive home, I ended up driving in an area where there was a lot more water. And all of a sudden, as I'm driving forward, what appears to be a shallow puddle turns out to be a very deep puddle, and suddenly all these cars in front of me are stopped, and I can feel the water coming in, and I can feel it rising on the floor of my car. Now, I start to panic. I start to feel abject terror. I am so scared. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm caught in the flood. My car is going to get destroyed. What am I going to do? But at the time I was on the phone with my husband, who was not going through the experience. And he goes, Jen, is there anybody behind you? And I say, no. And he goes, back up. So I put my car in reverse and I backed up into the parking lot that was right beside me and went over to the local supermarket, Hannaford, and I got my wits back about me. I waited for the torrential rain to stop, and I was able to drive home safely. The moral of this particular story is sometimes when we are so flummoxed, when we are so stuck in our own fear, so stuck in the confusion, the overwhelm, the anger, the fear, the intensity, the worry, just all of it. It's really, really hard to see the way through. We get this tunnel vision. And sometimes it helps to have another voice that says, back up. I believe that that's what's going on right now. We are being invited to back up so that we do not drive our civilization off the cliff, so that we are giving our planet a chance to rebound, to recover, to heal herself from the damages of global warming, so that we can take a moment to pause, to reevaluate, and to admit what is no longer working. Find a new way. As I said before, when God closes one door, God opens another, but the hallways are a bitch. In times of profound uncertainty, it can be really, really hard to know what comes next. So what I will say is, let's just breathe. Let's just acknowledge this. Let's acknowledge none of us know what comes next. This is a time of profound uncertainty. This is a time where it can be really easy to spin out. And this is a time where it's really, really easy to want to project into the future and look at the possible timelines, especially for those of us who are empathic and psychic and we can see future possibilities. Just coming back to the right here, right now. Just coming back to the fact that we have our daily bread. Just coming back to what is. That's the only thing I've got right now. But what I do also have is the memory that when I became willing to be willing to surrender everything, that when I became willing to turn my life and will over to my higher power, when I became willing to ask for sincere help, that's when everything started to change. And that's when the miracles unfolded. For me, right now, miracles are starting to unfold. And I have not been this uncomfortable since I was 23 years old. I have come to a new level of surrender. I have come to a new level of having to admit that my attempts to control things, that my attempts to project into the future, that my attempts to be in charge is not working. And that only when I surrender and I relinquish control to a power far greater than myself do I feel relief. So these days, we are talking like 1 minute I'm fine. I've turned it over to God and done very universalist prayers, because if you know me at all, if you've been part of my tribe for a while, you know that I believe that God has a million different faces, a million different names, is beyond any gender, and doesn't really care what prayer we use as long as we reach out. And I will also say, I'm really coming to understand at an even deeper level how imperative it is that we take the risk, that we take the leap of faith, that if we sincerely ask for help, if we beseech the divine and humbly beg for support. And I'm not talking like begging for a Cadillac or begging for X amount of dollars or begging for a particular boyfriend or girlfriend or lover or even a particular job or career. I'm talking about hold my hand through this experience, mitigate my fear, amplify my faith, grant me the willingness to be willing to show up for this and to accept this process. Make me someone who can adapt, make me someone who can shift, and allow me to behold the miracles as they are unfolding. Allow me to see the next step, and please grant me the grace and willingness to actually take these steps as they are revealed. I can tell you that every single time I surrender, amazing things happen. I invite you to join me. It doesn't make it easy. It doesn't necessarily make it not scary at times. It's a roller coaster ride. But in the same way that the truth of the roller coaster is that the roller coaster is strapped on a track and we are securely strapped in, we might get a little whiplash. That's another story for another time, about the time that I didn't listen to my intuition and got on the wrong roller coaster and ended up with whiplash and a concussion. The truth is that this is a ride that will end. The truth is that this too shall pass. And if you are willing to be willing, if the desperation is hitting you as hard as it is hitting me, I invite you to join me in reaching out to your higher power, to a power greater than yourself, and risk being vulnerable, risk being humble. Because as I heard a long time ago in the halls, in those 12-step rooms, you can save your face or you can save your ass, but you can't save both at the same time. Right now is the time to worry about planting your garden, connecting with the people that you love, listening to your very deep guidance. I invite you to tune in and really pay attention to what feels right for you, even though I have absolutely no idea what the answers are, where they're going to be coming from, how we are going to drive ourselves out of this skid, or how we're going to back up out of this big puddle we're heading into. I know that the only answer is to be right here, right now, focus on the task at hand, wash the dirty dish that is in front of me, answer the email that is sent to me, respond to the people that I love, and do the thing that is before me. So I will tell you that for the last 30 plus years, when I am willing to listen, and I am not trying to will things myself or let my ego take over, when I ask, Spirit, God, Goddess, Mama, answers the question, when I say, what do I need to do? They will usually give me one simple, single step. And then when I try to overcomplicate it and I say, but, they say, do what is before you and the rest will be revealed. Let me repeat that. Do what is before you and the rest will be revealed. Miracles are unfolding. Ask your higher power for the ability to behold them. Grace is available. Ask your higher power for grace. Ask for relief from the resistance. Ask for relief from the paralyzing fear. Ask for the willingness to be willing to do whatever is necessary and to take the next step. I wish you the grace to be vulnerable enough, to be humble enough, and to care enough about your ass that you're not trying to save your face right now. And that you have the courage and the desire for self-preservation to take the risk and to truly reach out and to beseech a power far greater than you for miracles. 95% of me knows that miracles are unfolding. 5% of me is terrified. And that's okay, because even Jesus had a moment as God suffering in the human body where he had completely forgotten that this too shall pass, and all will be well. As we come to the end of this episode, I'd love to hear what you're taking from this show. Please jump over to empathicmasteryshow.com to leave your comments. In the show notes, you'll find a link to grab your copy of my Empathic Safety Guide, 3 Basics for Finding Calm in the Eye of the Storm. And while you're there, please subscribe and follow this show. And thank you for your help sharing this show with the people who need it. Please help me to spread the word and send this podcast to friends or family members who need support living as highly sensitive empathic people. Then join me again when the next Empathic Mastery show airs. Okay, one last time. Hop over to empathicmasteryshow.com for your Empathic Safety Guide. And until next show, shine on. We need you and your gifts here on this planet. So please don't judge your empathic rainbow by colorblind standards.